What's good, guys? Today we are going to be finishing part 2 of Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, a courtship of rivals basketball. Hope you guys enjoy. I think a lot of you guys enjoyed the part 1, so we're just gonna finish this off. Hope you guys enjoy this one too. Come on, let's get into it, man.
For his body, it's central casting. It's perfect.
I mean, this was like made in heaven. In 1979, this idea of Magic and Bird was created, and so that was sort of a no-brainer. We'd have a doubleheader. It would be the Celtics playing first and the Lakers playing second, and that's the way we did it.
And when the Celtics and Lakers both reached the finals just a year into the new TV deal in 1984, it appeared the superstar investment was about to pay off.
It was huge. It was probably the biggest moment the NBA had up to that point. You had Boston and LA, East against West. It had all the elements.
So this was probably the first time that Larry Bird and Magic Johnson reached the finals together and played each other since college. Who the heck is going to get the dub? Because if I'm not mistaken, Larry won a championship his second year in the NBA. Magic Johnson won a championship his rookie year, the first year in the NBA, and then they gave it to Rookie of the Year to Larry Bird. So I'm assuming this is the third season and they're going head to head. If this is the third season, I'm sure this build up is immaculate, and I'm sure whoever was watching basketball at the time was invested as well, bruh.
Classic showdown,
Including what was becoming the most inescapable element of all.
Did we know that the blacks and whites were lining up, the whites with the Celtics, the blacks with... Of course we knew that.
Even in the Celtics' own backyard.
They land at Logan Airport at the '84 finals. He's getting accosted by various people who are telling him Larry's going to take him down. But this one older African-American gentleman comes up to me and goes, "Magic, I want to wish you well. Good luck. I want you to crush the Celtics." And he said, "Oh, well, where are you from?" He said, "Well, I'm from Boston." And he said, "You're from Boston and you're rooting for the Lakers? I thought everybody here was crazy about the Celtics." And he looked right at me and said, "Now, why would I root for those white boys?"
Damn, so this was a battle of race, man. Wait, so you tell me that there were no black guys on the Celtics, bruh? Come on, man. I mean, I guess that most of them were I guess. But this is a game of the centuries. Yo, name me a more significant moment than this right here. Because when race is involved, bro, you know this shit is just, it means deeper, bro. It means way much more. So name me a bigger game than this. Because I'm sure, bro, I'm not gonna lie. If I was watching this on guard, bro, this would be one of the most significant moments in my life, bro. Because I just know what's at stakes. The racial tensions, Larry Bird versus Magic. It's 1-1 in the NBA. Hold on, guys. Am I right to say this is the third season in both of the NBA careers? This is like the third season, right? I feel like I'm getting that shit wrong, but I hope it is.
Boston, after all, was a town still scarred by the ugly busing crisis of the mid-'70s. A violent period of urban unrest.
Damn, bro.
Been pitted against black.
Bro, look at this. They hitting him on the ground, bro. Damn.
The resulting taint on the city nationally, coupled with a Boston roster littered with white players, affirmed to many black Americans that the Celtics were not the team for them.
Even today, people said, you played with the Celtics, and, I hated you at that time. I wanted Magic to win. I didn't want that damn Larry Bird to win. We had all these black players, but they looked at us because we had Larry Bird leading us as a team that was white.
They were perfect archetypes for what was becoming the biggest story in sports. But for the real-life players, the narrative was much simpler.
It's finally going to happen. We get to go head-to-head again. It's just a matter of rolling that ball out there and let's get it on.
Bro, you know what's the crazy part? I know that Magic has 5 rings and Larry Bird has, I think, 3. I just don't know which one this one is, bro. Like, I don't know who's going to win this game. I honestly don't know who's going to win this game, bro.
Boston Garden and the start of the NBA World Championship Series. I'm Brent Musburger. In each of the last 4 NBA World Championship Series, either Magic or Bird has competed. But this is the first time that the two have gone head-to-head for the title.
Man, we jumped out on them that first game, and we won in Boston.
Lakers
With less than a
won.
minute to go in Game 2, the Lakers were closing in on a commanding series lead.
Damn, that's that boy Pat Riley. Young Pat Riley, man. Hey, he look good, though.
The Lakers were closing in on a commanding series lead.
What are you doing? Bro, why would you do that in your own backcourt, though? What are you doing? Dumbass, bro. 113 to 1.
Point up, things began to crumble.
Down to 9 seconds. Magic holds the ball. Magic trying to work on Maxwell. Magic has still got it down to 2 seconds. 1 second. He's going to have to shoot it. He doesn't get it off. He doesn't get it off.
Cheesy Johnson dribbling the timeout. Come on. What are you doing?
The Lakers regained their stride in Game 3,
So Lakers came back.
only to be rudely knocked off it again in Game 4.
Bro, what? Come on, Celtics, that's crazy work right there, dog. Just leveling him, making him fall on his back, bro. Come on, dog.
Now let's watch it. Cooper and the Celtics, and now the bench is empty.
When Kurt Rambis got taken out, we started fighting instead of playing.
Kareem swings the elbow, and now is yelling at Larry Bird. Jaw to jaw.
And it made us realize we were not mentally tougher than the Celtics.
Magic's just not himself.
To be sure they won't let the time run out as they did in Game 2. Harris steals the ball, and the Celtics call a timeout.
There are a number of places where, Irvin didn't do what people expected him to do.
Tied at 123. He misses the first.
Bro, is this happening at the Lakers ground? Because look at how silent everyone is. Damn, bro. The Lakers are... That was not part of Magic's game to be that, physical, right? Yeah, I don't think that was part of his game, bro. How's he gonna come, though? I want to see his bounce back. What changed in Magic's mind after this game, bro? Because... Dang, he was probably out of it. The Celtics are playing dirty. Damn.
Johnson misses them both. Celtics want a timeout. Responded Magic Johnson.
It's equal right now.
Bird turnaround.
Oh, dagger. 2-2.
Game 5 went to the Celtics. Game
Dang.
6 to the Lakers.
So 3-3.
It's like 1979 all over again.
1979.
One game for Bird and Magic.
1979 is probably the college basketball game, right? Yeah, I think it is.
If everybody had to look at it, probably would have said this is going to be 7-game series.
I thought we'd sweep him in 4, but this went a little bit longer. Now we just have to do it in 7.
Do you think he was joking at this moment? He does not look like he's joking, bro. He generally don't think they should be at Game 7 right now. He generally don't think they should be at Game 7, bro. Dude, Larry is a freaking dog, bro. He is a dog, bro.
That's the only time I ever felt that.
Maybe he was being sarcastic. I don't know. At this point, bro, Larry, I can't tell if you're a funny guy at that point or you on some bullshit like you don't want to talk to anyone, dog. So I don't know if he was being sarcastic or he actually meant that shit.
There ain't no way they're walking out here with a win. That's the only time I ever felt that. There ain't no way they're walking out here with a win.
Yeah, bro, I won't lie. Larry, bro, you've been taking L's up until this point, so if y'all win, I understand, man. I know how you feel, dog.
No way.
Lakers have several chances, and here's Larry Bird chucking down the court. Bird. How did he do it? Now Johnson with the ball. The Lakers trying to cut it to 1. And he loses it.
Damn, Magic really cost them the league, bro. Magic deadass cost them the NBA championship, bruh. I'm not tripping. Maybe it's the way they making it seem. Maybe there was other things going on. I shouldn't say that. But, damn, that's unfortunate. The Celtics really got the dub, bruh. So right now at this point, correct me if I'm wrong, it's 2-1 to Larry Bird when it comes to NBA championships.
The Boston Celtics are the NBA World Champions.
Hey, bro, that's kind of dangerous, bro. Just random people going to the NBA players. That's not healthy, dog. Has anyone ever got hurt by that?
So I pride myself in being the guy who's going to win it for us and deliver under pressure. And it didn't happen.
I hope he was hurt and hope it killed him. He made some bad plays down the stretch, and nobody in there was happier than me. You know, not only winning the game makes you feel good, but just knowing the other guy's suffering, and you know he was.
I remember after the game that both of you.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, that boy Larry Bird, bro, he's a menace, dog. He is a menace, but I can see where he's come from. He probably the pain and discomfort that Magic Johnson with his smiling ass over at the Lakers put Larry Bird through, bro. Probably insane amount of pain, dog. So I can see why he said that, cause I know Magic Johnson probably gave Larry Bird a couple sleepless nights, dog. There's a couple sleepless nights that Larry Bird has had because of Magic Johnson. So I understand where he's come from.
And I were in the showers crying.
Wait, what?
I remember after the game that both he and I were in the showers crying and stayed in there for about 35-40 minutes. It was hard because not only had we lost to the Boston Celtics, he had lost to his nemesis Larry Bird.
I think he just made me dislike him more, you know, because he was that good. And I think you be jealous. You jealous a little bit.
Larry, does this get you even with Magic for what happened between Michigan State and Indiana State all those many years ago? Yeah, we're professionals now, but I won this one for Terre Haute.
Well, it was a big deal. I remember asking Quinn Buckner about it afterwards. They had a celebration in downtown Boston after they won the championship, and you know, it was unusual for Larry to have these little outbursts, as Quinn would call them. But you know, about 11:30 at night, finally he turned to Quinn. He goes, "I got him. I finally got him." And he was talking about Magic.
Dang. So he did as he was holding tabs. But bro, don't you think for one goddamn second Magic Johnson gonna let you get that shit in, man? They come back. Please cover all the rings, dude. We got how many minutes left? We got time. We got around we got a good amount of time actually. We got 45 minutes left. Please cover every single ring and how they were feeling, bro. Let me know how each of them were feeling, because it's 5-3 when it comes to rings. So I want to see, like, in this moment, Larry Bird feels like he got the dub. I finally got this guy, man. Now let me see how Larry Bird feels when Magic gets a ring, dog. You feel me? You know what I'm saying?
The league was rejoicing too. Game 7 of the '84 series was one of CBS's highest-rated telecasts of the year, and the highest-rated game the NBA had ever produced.
All of a sudden, whether it was at CBS or Madison Avenue, the sports writers around the country became phenomenal. What is happening?
You know, I just realized the NBA telecast, or whatever the word is for this shit, they must have been booming the 2016 finals with LeBron James and Stephen Curry. That shit must have been so crazy. Or with KD. I forget which one was the best one, but that one must have been crazy, dog. It must have been similar numbers. Actually, I don't know, bro, because Larry Bird versus Magic Johnson's kind of crazy. That's a crazy matchup.
Here, the absolute foundation in this resurgence was the Celtics and the Lakers, Larry Bird and Magic Johnson.
But Magic was in no mood to bask in the accomplishment.
I took a media beating. Tragic Magic. This is why we say Larry Bird is better. It's probably the first time ever in my life I was depressed. And I didn't want people to see me. It was something I never dealt with in my life.
That particular series, that championship series, redefined his whole career because he never stopped working after that.
Magic was on a mission to prove to himself and the world that with the ball in his hands, he was still the one in control. And after his Lakers ran through the '85 season, he quickly got what he wanted. Another shot at Bird and the Celtics.
Damn.
They won the East, we won the West. So it's like everybody just get ready, sit back, and let's enjoy it.
But that's
oh wait, what do you mean about that smile? I thought he was about to get his revenge. Ain't no way.
Get ready, sit back, and let's enjoy it.
But that smile belied the intensity of the clash that awaited.
If I had a glass of water and any of those guys had been on fire, I would have drank the water and watched them.
Wait, what? Oh my gosh. They hated each other that much to the point that they would watch that guy burn. I'm not gonna lie, this shit is a movie, dog. What the fudge am I watching?
If I had a glass of water and any of those guys had been on fire, I would have drank the water and watched them.
Yo,
they
what?
called us, chokers and sissies. We didn't like that, and they thought less of us. I knew they did.
In '85, we played them 4 times in exhibition season for some reason. I don't know why they scheduled that. By the 4th game, there was an all-out brawl.
They call this one of the greatest rivalries in all of sport, the Celtics and the Lakers.
Bro, what happened to rivalries like this, man? Damn! I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna say one thing, dog. If there's one thing this freaking generation that's playing right now has robbed us of, is rivalries where you want to kill the guy on the other side, man. And that's not even like a sign of like disrespect. That's actually a sign of respect, bruh. You know that guy's good. You want to beat him at his best, not when he's like happy and shit. No, bro, you want to beat that guy at his best. Damn, this is pure entertainment right here, dog.
If that is true, it is the most one-sided.
Bro, you don't understand the. Okay, and I'm sorry for pausing. We'll get into it. I'm gonna stop pausing also. I'm gonna stop pausing, but. Imagine watching a game where you just know the teams want to kill each other, bro. Not literally, but like metaphorically or whatever you want to call it. Like, they hate each other, bro. They just want to beat each other. They want to win the game, bro. Damn, it's been a long time since I watched a game like that, bro.
Rivalry in all of sports. 8 times these two have met for the NBA championship, and 8 times the Celtics have won.
At guard, in his 6th year from Michigan State, at number 32, Magic Johnson.
But in the '85 finals, Magic changed the script. Over 6 grueling games, he masterfully controlled the pace with all-around brilliance.
He has a triple-double again.
Behind their point guard, the Lakers finally knocked out the Celtics, winning the clinching game in the Boston Garden.
Wait, what do you mean without their point guard?
Magic Johnson.
But in the '85 finals, Magic changed the script. Over 6 grueling games, he masterfully controlled the pace with all-around brilliance.
He has a triple-double again.
Behind their point guard, the Lakers finally knocked out the Celtics, winning the clinching game in the Boston Garden.
3 in 6 years, LA comes to Boston and wins the world title.
Redemption for one Magic Johnson. It's a long year last year to wait for this moment right now.
Magic had evened the score with Bird on the NBA floor, but the significance of their rivalry and their relationship was still just taking hold.
Bro, 2-2 is crazy, dog. 2-2 is crazy. Now we're gonna see number 3, and I have a feeling it's gonna go to Larry Bird, man. Number 3 is gonna go to Larry Bird, dog.
You crazy. I said, you're crazy. I'm not shooting no commercial with Larry. So I said, okay, what, we're going to shoot it in L.A.?
I would never went to L.A. to film it.
Well, where are we going to shoot it?
If you want to shoot a commercial, come to my house.
I was like, oh, no. One stoplight. And I thought Lansing was small. I think the plan was, I'm going to go here, I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do, and I'm trying to get up out of here. My plan was that.
Even after Converse had convinced Magic and Bird to film a sneaker ad together in the summer of '85, a question remained. How would the two hated rivals on the court get along off of it?
I don't know how he's going to react. I don't know how I'm going to react. We didn't even shake hands, so how are we going to do a commercial together?
The ad was to be filmed at the home Bird had built for his mom. It featured a full-length basketball court, the day's first location.
So they say, okay, you're playing one-on-one, and I'm looking at Larry, and he's looking at me like, is this real? Are we playing? Because, you know, this is Magic and Bird.
Yo, are they really playing though? Like, that's how you know these guys actually, like, they genuinely did not like each other. Because they're like, bro, you want us to play one-on-one? Actually? Or we just doing a commercial right now? That's real life though. Damn. That's real life, man. These guys, this is not a joke to these guys, bro. That was real life to these guys. This whole beef, this whole, like, damn, they really played each other that much. Wait, is there any other rivalry where they played each other that much, bro? Damn, these guys played each other a lot, bro. I knew that, but damn, I didn't like actually process that though.
I could just hear Larry, starting in on, well, you bring it to the basket, and I'm gonna send it 30 rows up.
So the guy was like, no, not like that. A fun game. We were both like, oh, okay. Like, like you can see this relief coming over both of our faces.
That brief détente led to the next stage, dialogue.
We sat down next to each other. How was your summer? Oh, it's going good. How was yours? It's going great. He said, man, it's a nice spread you got.
He's asked me, is this where you play? I said, yeah, I play here if it's not windy. If it's raining or windy, I go to the gym. But this is where I do all my work.
I see that tractor. You work on the tractor? He said, man, I work on this tractor every day. Larry Bird work on a tractor? He said, yeah.
It's just them two walking and talking, and every once in a while they'd stop and one of them would say something, and then they'd start laughing.
Then they said, okay, break. It's lunch break time. I was going to my trailer. He said, no. My mother has prepared lunch for us up at the house.
We went up to the house.
Damn, so they started chopping it up, man. Sheesh. This is interesting, dog. I wanna see where this goes though. Like, there always gotta be a but at the end of it, bro. There always gotta be a little but at the end of it. But then this happened. But this seems like a good day, bro. Seems like a really nice day, man.
We sit down there and we talked, and my mom, my brothers thought the world of him.
His mother was so nice, making sure I had enough to eat. I just saw my mother. It was crazy.
He charmed her. You can see it. But that's Magic. He makes everybody feel welcome and warm, and he's a con man.
Those guys say he's a con man. So Larry got some jokes. I won't lie, Larry do got some jokes. He's very... Oh, I forgot they said that in the first movie. They said he's very humorous. He just doesn't let people inside, bro. I forgot about that, man. Nah, that was a good joke right there, Larry. I like that out of you, man.
And while Magic charmed Georgia Bird, it was someone else who intrigued her son.
He met Irvin at lunch.
Irvin is a good dude. I like Irvin a lot better than Magic.
I was just so happy to finally be Irvin with him, because Magic was like, I don't know if I want to get to know this guy. But Irvin got a chance to talk about family, how he grew up. We just became two relaxed guys, just talking.
That day was great. It was a great day. Beautiful day.
Still, for Bird, ever the competitor, that's all it was. Just one day.
Magic thinks the next year, okay, well now we're great friends, so, after the game, we're going to go out, we're going to have a beer, and Larry's like, no, you're right. I know you better. You're a good guy, but I still don't want anything to do with you.
He's a happy-go-lucky guy. If me and him got to be really good friends, to go out on the court, he could still play the same game. I couldn't. I mean, that's just the way it is.
Oh, yeah, I could see that, man. Larry can't have both. He can't have it both ways, bro. Dang, that's interesting. I guess LeBron James is the same way then. But, like, not everyone in the NBA, dog. You guys, sheesh. So how did Larry Bird approach the situation, man? Did he just Like, was there a situation where Magic Johnson went to go meet up with him and he just walked by him? Like, how did that commercial end up being into like, yo, just because we had a good day don't mean like we boys like that, man. Relax. I want to see if that they show that in this show.
But when the ad hit the airwaves, for others, the perception changed.
I saw those limousines going through the cornfields, and I said, no, they didn't sell themselves out.
Wait, what? What you mean? Oh my gosh, what is he saying? What happened?
No, they didn't sell themselves out.
I heard Converse made a pair of Bird shoes for last year's MVP. Yep. But they made a pair of Magic shoes for this year's MVP. Okay, Magic, show me what you got.
Well, this is really a business thing.
The Bird shoe, the Magic shoe.
And maybe that's where the business thing started to get bigger and began to trump who they both really were.
It polarized the whole idea of lunch bucket versus Hollywood, white versus black. Just cemented all the differences between them.
Kids weren't wearing black gym shoes because they didn't want to be associated with the Larry Bird camp. You wore your white Converse.
The basketball rivals had morphed into cultural warriors, and race, more than ever, had become an unavoidable part of the conversation.
Yo!
But nothing about Bird and Magic had ever been as simple as black and white.
One of the big reasons this rivalry became so emblematic of so many things is because it was an easy dichotomy for people to understand. But it's crazy to simplify it as saying white people like Bird and black people like Magic because 13% of the country is black. It wasn't like 87% of basketball fans preferred the Celtics.
Who's your favorite basketball player? Magic Johnson. Who's your favorite movie star? Eddie Murphy. Pina, all you ever talk about is nigga this and nigga that. And all your favorite people are so-called niggas. It's different. Magic, Eddie, Prince are not niggas. I mean, they're not black. I mean, let me explain myself.
Has the N-word ever been used by a white person to describe Urban? I doubt it.
Dang.
But as Magic enjoyed his image as a crossover star, it was Bird, the one-time great white hope, who had further emerged as the polarizing racial figure, due in part to that era's increasingly conservative political climate.
And rolling back institutionally of the achievements of the civil rights movement were going on apace from about 1960.
You know, that's something that like is very underrated about that time. Like all the biggest athletes at that time, bruh, like whether they liked it or not, they had to contribute to the racial, like, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know what I'm going to say, but for the racial climate of that time, let me say. Like, for example, there was a time when Michael Jordan had to, they asked him if he could speak on one of the black political figures at that time, and he said, Republicans buy Jordans too. Like, situations like that. Or like, obviously everyone knows Muhammad Ali didn't want to go to the Vietnam War. He went to jail. Like, bro, being an athlete at that time, bro, meant that you had to go through some level of being influential in certain parts of life that you probably didn't want to be a part of at the time because you were so focused on sports. Like Michael Jordan didn't want to be a politician, right? He just wanted to play basketball. And I'm assuming Larry Bird, I don't know what they're gonna say about him, but I'm assuming he's probably the same way, man. He just wants to hoop and get on with his day, dog. Now, I don't know what Magic was saying, but it seems like Magic was good with the whites and the blacks, but like the white people didn't necessarily see him, quote unquote, as like a normal black person, because obviously he's idolized and shit. But I'm curious to see what they say about Larry Bird, bro.
75 on. But the triumph of the movement that rolled back took place in the 1980s. And I think there was people who were very aware in the black community of what was going on. And I think there was a lot of sublimated frustration. And I think one of the ways it got sublimated was into basketball. And I think Larry, through no fault of his own, was the receptacle within which the lingering resentments somehow floated.
And after Bird led the Celtics to the championship in 1986, his third in the pros, winning his third straight MVP award in the process, the resentment grew.
Bro, how many MVPs does Magic Johnson have, right? This guy has 3 MVPs in a row, bro. Come on, dog. Why are they not giving it to Magic? What the heck? What what is Magic stats at this time, like compared to Larry Bird? Like, what is his stats? Why is he not getting MVP at this point? He never got Rookie of the Year. Like, all the individual stats are going to Larry Bird. Why is that? What the heck was Magic Johnson averaging like 5 points, bro? Wait, come on, man.
Always felt that the press was biased in favor of Larry Bird. It always felt to me like they were gonna make Larry the hero. You know, you'd see somebody score, and Larry would be in a cast in a suit on the bench, and they'd say, Larry Bird made that possible a couple weeks ago when he told that guy he could do it.
That is funny. That's really funny, bro. Come on. 3 MVPs, though, bro. No, I love Larry Bird, but come on, dog. 3 MVPs is crazy, dog. I know Magic was hooping, too. Come on, man.
And he just did it. They gonna get his motherfucker the assist and he not in the game?
Not to be racist, but we have a white guy who's the best in the world. It's predominantly a black sport now. And you got a guy like Larry Bird who can't run, who can't jump, but can do everything out there.
That don't mean nothing to me. It don't mean anything to me. It never has. I don't know why. I mean, am I doing something wrong here?
No, Larry. You're not doing anything wrong. You're not doing anything wrong, dog. It's not your fault, man. It's just people talk behind your back. People talk for you, dog. It's not your fault. We know you don't want anything to do with it. Relax, Larry. Relax, bro.
Bird may have sought to avoid the conversation entirely. The more he won, the less he could escape it.
Now there's a steal by Bird. Underneath the DJ, lays it in. What a play by Bird.
In 1987, after Boston beat the Detroit Pistons to advance to the finals for the 4th straight year, Pistons rookie Dennis Rodman called Bird overrated because he was white. His teammate Isaiah Thomas then chimed in with some thoughts of his own.
I think Larry is a very, very good basketball player. I think he's an exceptional talent. But I'd have to agree with Rodman. If he was black, he'd be just another good guy.
I can remember in the locker room, I think it was Jack McMullen came up to me and said, Isaiah just said, boom, 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 boom. And I go, so?
He didn't care.
Oh, but they just got knocked out, bro. The Detroit Pistons are pussies, man. Oh, excuse my language. I'm sorry, bro. But come on, dog. What? You just got knocked out and you're going to talk trash on someone that beat you, bro? Come on, dog. What are we doing? What are we doing? What?
Everybody else around him cared very deeply in the days and weeks as it turned out ahead.
I mean, the media made it out like it was something. But it didn't matter to me what Isaiah or Dennis Rodman said. And it still don't. It has no bearing on what I do in my life.
He doesn't see race. He really doesn't. And he could have. This guy grew up poor, white, in southern Indiana.
Whoa.
Southern Indiana.
Whoa.
How he...
Damn, southern Indiana is the home of that shit? Damn, bruh.
Managed not to be affected by the cultural milieu that he grew up in is, I think, a miracle. To me, it's inexplicable.
Wait, 6th or 7th.
Bro, so everyone in where Larry Bird was from was like that? I mean, to be honest, bro, I'm not gonna lie. If you're that good at basketball, and I feel like Larry said it, but he said it in part 1. He said all the best NBA players are black, bro. So like, what? So if you grew up as an NBA fan and you love basketball, bro, like, I'm assuming, and Larry Bird's favorite players were probably black at the time, maybe. Like, I don't think he understood the whole racist thing and why people are racist. Maybe I'm talking for him right now, but it doesn't seem like, bro, he looked up to the black guys, man.
Great. I couldn't wait till school to be over because I knew over on the courts, the waiters from the hotel would be over there. They were black, older, and they let me play. You know, I always looked at that as I got an opportunity to play against a black man, and they treated me good. I couldn't wait to play against the best, and at that time, they were the best.
And in 1987, as Bird vied with Magic to be the best, the flap over Isaiah Thomas's racially fueled remarks forced Bird to address his least favorite topic at the worst possible time.
I had to go to a press conference when we was in LA trying to get ready to play the Lakers and tell people I didn't care. This don't bother me.
The main thing is if the statements or whatever was said doesn't bother me, I don't think it should bother any of us.
From playing all year trying to get back to the finals and play against Magic, this was a distraction.
Bird was facing off against Magic for the third time in 4 years, and if their relationship had softened, the determination to beat each other had not. As Game 4 proved, the level of competition between them was higher than ever.
Bird played awesome down the stretch of that game.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, the fact that these guys made the finals that much is impressive. I wish and I hope that the NBA can get to that level where there's two teams that are really going at it every single year, like going at it. Right now, bro, the NBA, 1 year the freaking OKC will win this shit, the next year the Lakers will win this shit. The next year the Spurs will win this shit, the next year the Celtics will win it, bro. Like, it's just a whole bunch of mediocrity, bro. Or mediocrity. I don't know. What's the word am I looking for? Mediocrity? Mediocrity. I don't know, bro.
Playing 2-1 in the series, the Celtics were down by 1 point in the final minute of the game. But Larry Bird wouldn't be easily vanquished.
Open his aim. Bird goes for three.
With 7 seconds left, though, the Lakers still had life. 3 years earlier in the '84 finals, Magic had flubbed a similar situation. But this was a different Magic, one with a whole new bag of tricks.
My man switched to Kareem, and Kevin McHale jumped out to me. As soon as I saw Kevin, I said, oh, I'm taking him.
Come on, Kevin. Is this Kevin McHale? Is that his name? I hope I'm not butchering that name, but he saw Kevin and he was like, oh, hell no, boy. I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you, man. Now, how tall was Kevin? Apparently, someone said he like 6'10", 6'11". Larry Bird was as tall, but I'm sure Larry Bird was probably a lot more athletic than McHale, dog.
Jumped out to me. As soon as I saw Kevin, I said, oh, I'm taking him.
You know, Magic puts it on the floor, a couple head and shoulder fakes, and he raised up in the air. And there was nobody that was going to get that shot.
I remember after they called timeout thinking, there's still a shot here. Celtics may still win this game.
Well, they set up a great play. Bird walked Worthy all the way up, forced the denial all the way up.
We've done it before. Clear everybody out, go to the ball and break to the corner.
He caught it here, and as he caught it, all he had to do was turn. And just turn, and he just let this thing go.
Bird fires it.
Got a wide open look, couldn't believe it.
And I'm standing right there. It is straight as an arrow.
Dead on.
Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, in that moment, I'm pretty sure their hearts were dead ass, like in their stomachs. Like, what the heck is going on? Oh my gosh. Yo, hold on, bro. Like, in this moment, oh my days, dog. It couldn't have been more, like, scary. Look, 1 second, the ball's in the air. You like, oh, hell no, bro. They about to end our lives, man.
Dead on.
And the Lakers have won.
They were lucky because it was right on line.
He looked at me like, how did you ever leave me that wide open?
You gotta be kidding me. Changed the whole series.
The Lakers won the series in 6. And in the aftermath of a year in which Magic had won his first MVP,
okay,
the rivalry suddenly took on a new tone.
Magic's just a great basketball player. He's the best.
So that's his first MVP. That's good. That's good. So first MVP, and I lost track of the numbers. Is it 3-3 right now, or is it 4-3? I feel like it's 3-3, 4-3. I don't know, man. I think it might be 4-3 or 3-3. I don't know. It probably, they're gonna remind me.
You know, unbelievable. I don't know what to say.
I was shocked that he said it, because I thought to myself, maybe this is the beginning of a new era that's not going to include him. It was the passing of the torch a little bit.
After vanquishing Bird in '87, Magic wasn't done winning.
Yo, also, I have a question, bro. Larry Bird just said that Magic Johnson was an unbelievable player, but they're not going into depth about how he dominated. Let me know, bro. What did Magic do that series or this game or whatever it is, that series, that made him like unguardable? Like he was giving them work. And also let me know if you know about the series. Which game was it that Magic Johnson had to play center? Which ring was it? Was it number 4, number 3, number 5? Which series was it that that Magic Johnson had to play center and Abdul-Jabbar was hurt? Oh, that actually might have been his rookie year. Never mind. I think it was rookie year. Maybe. I don't know. I think it might have been his rookie year, to be honest.
The following year, he squared off in the finals against his good friend Isaiah Thomas and the Pistons, beating them to become the NBA's first repeat champions in 2 decades.
Dang.
By the dawn of the 90s, he'd won 5 titles, played in 8 finals, and equaled Bird's MVP tally of 3.
He got the same amount of MVPs? But where's Bird during this whole thing? Dang, Bird.
But the more Magic won, the less Irvin seemed to be around to reap the spoils.
Once I tasted the champagne and the championship, I wanted more of that and more of that. So Magic kept growing because we were successful. And the persona and all of that came with that.
The Prince of LA was now the king. And in Hollywood, being royalty had its perks.
What was Irvin Johnson's vice? Now you know my publicist wants me to say winning. But women loved Irvin.
Back then,
oh my gosh.
But women loved Irvin.
Back then.
Bro, is that real, bro? What is this? Is this like a paparazzi? Bro, this guy out here kissing women in broad daylight. The heck is going on over here, man?
Before voicemail, they used to have these mail slots in the hotels where you leave your key. And when we get into a town, Irvin's mail slot would be so packed, and it would be just Susan and a phone number, Linda and a phone number, Joyce and a phone number. I mean, that was every city, every time.
Oh no! Oh no!
I was on top of my game as Magic, so I needed all that around me at that time. The women, the this, the that, Hollywood.
Magic was living in a context of sybaritic excess from the minute he walked in the door, and he developed a sweet tooth for it.
Sex with several women at the same time.
Yeah. Like I said, women have different fantasies. Some want to be with 2 or 3 at a time. You know, one time I had 6 at one time. That's just...
I really do believe he looks upon Magic Johnson as a movie character he played. I think Irvin got overwhelmed in LA by what it meant to be a star.
Bro, I don't even think he got overwhelmed though, bruh. Because he won 5 championships. An overwhelmed person is not winning 5 championships, dog. I'm not gonna lie, bruh. He was not overwhelmed one bit. Maybe it for every... There's consequences for everything, dog. That's one thing I'll say. If you're gonna be that big, bro, there's gonna be consequences, man. And that just happened to be the consequence. But to be overwhelmed, bro, he was not overwhelmed, man. He won 5 championships, dog. That's not overwhelmed to me, dog. He knew exactly what he was doing, bro. Am I tripping though when I say that? I don't think I'm tripping, bro. Maybe they just want an excuse and shit for Magic too. I don't know, man. But someone that won 5 championships, that's not overwhelmed at all to me, dog. He's having a good time, and there's consequences for having a good time, dog.
That's probably true that the Magic ego swallowed Irvin a little bit, but that's okay because I couldn't win 5 championships without that.
Through all of this haze of women and money and fame and fortune, he still kept basketball at number 1. He never seemed to lose that focus.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, bro. He still kept the main thing. That's not overwhelmed, bro. That's just he knew what he had to do, dog, to keep the engine going, maybe. I don't know.
Larry had 2 jobs his last 7 years of playing. It was playing basketball, and then it was him being committed to taking care of his back.
He had first heard it in 1985 building the driveway at his mom's house back in French Lick.
Larry decides to do it himself. This is Larry Bird, the superstar, out there breaking his back, literally shoveling gravel. And that was the beginning of a process.
I would see him on TV laying down, and then they told me that he had to lay down on planes, different things like that. And I was like, wow.
As Magic soared through the prime of his career, Bird was breaking down.
Oh my gosh.
His deteriorating back and punishing style of play proving an excruciating mix.
From 88 to 92, it was painful to watch. It was painful to cover. Larry is quite ornery when he's not feeling well, which means he was ornery for those next 4 years.
He could manage the pain in a way that very few people can do. There'd be days he could come in the office and he couldn't stand up straight.
But even after 2 ruptured Achilles tendons, surgery on...
God damn, bro. 2 ruptured Achilles tendons, dog? Sheesh. Damn, what would have it looked like if he actually was healthy, man? That's another thing, dog. Being healthy does add to it, bro. It does, man. Sheesh. Bro, why did you have to do the driveway, Larry? Dang.
As back in 1991, Bird kept going to work. Product of a lesson learned many years before, seeing the swollen ankle of a man long since gone.
Well, we don't know if it broke or not, but it looked broke to me. I had to go to work and he had to get his boot on, and it took everything I had to help him get that boot on his foot. Then he stood up limping, and he says, well, I'll see you this weekend, because he was working construction at the time. And I was pretty amazed how he could fight through that all week, then come home on the weekend, and it was black and swollen, and he'd sit around on the weekend and put that boot on and go again. If you get paid to go to work, you got to go to work.
It was a situation that he was seeing almost daily. He had lost the structural stability in his spine, so it would slip into abnormal positions to try and lock itself to get an artificial stability. That's like getting your finger stuck in the door and somebody's still pushing on the door. So what we had to do was unlock his spine, realign it, do techniques that would hold that for 4 hours, 6 hours, that type of thing, and then he'd go play basketball.
Damn, bro.
Every time I would play, I was wondering if I was going to be in a wheelchair. Was I ever going to be able to, walk on the beach or hold my kids?
His pain in his quest for basketball became all-encompassing. Very few people really knew what Larry was living with, because this was Larry's issue, and there was no sharing of his pain.
I probably should have retired in 88, 89, but it's that competition. Maybe one more chance, me and Magic get together in the finals, but it never happened.
That's deep, bro. Shit. That is really deep, bro. Maybe that one more... Bro, you gotta understand, this guy actually could... Like, the consequences for doing what he did, he might be paralyzed. He might not be able to walk. But the slight chance that they could have met in the freaking NBA Finals kept Larry Bird going, dog. And I watched something, Larry Bird versus Michael Jordan. Bro, that boy gave Michael Jordan immense amount of work, dog. Michael Jordan never won against Magic. Michael Jordan never won against Larry once, bro. He did once, but majority of the time, it was Larry Bird that was winning. Now, I don't know if they're gonna cover this in this I don't know if they're gonna cover this part of the rivalry in this documentary, but I wonder if they're gonna tell us how did he deal with it, and was there any success at least when he was playing with this injury?
Sleeping, really, laying down, just waiting on the game, and phone rings, and the voice says, "Hey, you gotta come back to LA." And I said, "Okay, why?" "Well, I can't tell you until you get to LA." So I said, "Okay."
2 hours later, he was in the office of Lakers team physician Michael Melman.
Dr. Melman starts to tell me that, through the physical that I took, that they discovered that I had HIV.
Bro, how is Magic still? I mean, listen, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not educated on this topic. I'm just curious, man. If someone can answer me, please answer me, dog. How the heck did this guy last this long with HIV, bro? And I know there's a difference between having HIV and then having AIDS or something like that. I think there's like a difference. Maybe he didn't have AIDS. Maybe he didn't have AIDS. Maybe, I don't know, man. I don't know the difference. I honestly don't know. But like, how did he last this long, bro? Like, he's really healthy, dog. He must be really in line with these medications and all the procedures you gotta take care of, dog.
First time ever in my life. I'm such a control freak, right? Do things the right way. I'm out of control. Oh, it was everything. How is it possible? What happened? How did it happen to me? And my mind is racing, you know, and then you're just devastated.
Further complicating things, Magic had gotten married just 2 months earlier, and he feared the worst for his new bride, Cookie, who was pregnant with their first child.
I don't know what's going to happen with my wife and my baby. I don't know what's going to happen to me. I don't have control of the situation, and I was lost just for that next 2-3 weeks.
And after Magic learned neither his wife nor his unborn child were infected, he began revealing the news to his inner circle.
The phone rang, and it was Magic's agent, Lon Rosen. And he said, Irvin's looking for you, call him. And I said, I'll call him when I get to Paramount.
Bro, this guy actually looks, oh yeah, I mean, he probably looks older now, but he looks pretty young in this thing, though.
And he says, call him now. I said, Lon, I'll call him when I get to Paramount. I'll be there in 20 minutes. And he said, you got to call him now. Irvin's HIV positive. I remember I was sitting on the bed. I remember standing up at that point. And I said, how is that possible? I'm thinking Irvin's gonna get skinny and die. I mean, literally, that's what I thought. Irvin's gonna get skinny and die.
The first person I thought of was Larry. I wonder what Larry thinks.
The heck? Yo, they took this rivalry way too serious, man. Come on, dog. The first thing you're thinking is about Larry Bird. You're not gonna think about his wife. You're not gonna think about. Maybe I'm wrong for thinking this, but come on, man. This got nothing to do with basketball right now, dog. Let his kids. What do you think about his mom, bro? What is his mom gonna think? They took this rivalry too serious, dog. But hey, I'm not gonna lie. What does Larry Bird think, though? Having said all that, maybe I would have thought the same thing, dog. Why am I even bashing the lady, bro? I probably would have thought the same thing, man. I'm sorry, guys. Shit.
The day that I heard about Magic, it just sort of changed my love for basketball. It shook me up. You know, you get that feeling. Probably the same type of feeling I had when my father died.
He wants to understand
Dang.
why. You know, how can I talk to him? I need to speak to him. It was just really important for Larry to talk to him.
You know,
What?
you know, sort of.
Wait, is he a... Oh my gosh, bro, Larry Bird. Are you about to cry? Oh my gosh, bro. This is sad. This is kind of sad, bro.
I don't know. I wanted to hear it from him. Probably didn't believe it.
Who am I kidding, bro? Larry Bird was not gonna cry. Shit. That's on me, man. I should have known better. But, damn. He did seem very... He said it was the same feeling as the dad. Is kind of crazy.
Called me, we're talking. You know, it's just, how you doing? I heard about it, and you can almost hear both of us with some tears in our eyes.
Dang, he
and
cried.
I choked up because he did call me, and you know, when something happens, to you, and then you find out who really your friends are, and people who really care about you. figure all those battles, all those
Bro,
things.
nah, they soulmates, bro. This is amazing to watch, dog. Damn. Bro, Larry was an amazing human being, dog. You just gotta break down the layers and shit. Bro, behind all the battling, the rivalry, you really wanna see the best for that man, dog. That's a greater sign of respect right there, dog. Damn. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, these guys they soulmates, man. This is a match made in heaven. Look at this picture right here. This is a beautiful picture. Look at this picture, dog.
We had to go through as warriors, as competitors, and as men. And here this man says, hey, you know what, man, you're okay. And so that was the greatest moment for me too, you know, to have him check on me and to make sure I was okay.
First of all, let me say good late afternoon. Because of the HIV virus that I have attained, I will have to retire from the Lakers today.
It's the only press conference I've ever been in where I've seen reporters cry. I mean, we thought this guy was in total denial.
I plan on going on living for a long time, bugging you guys like I've always have.
We thought this smile was going to be wiped off his face forever, and he was going to die, but we're going to watch him die in public.
I just remember in the room he was joking, and I'm sitting there looking at him crying, and he's like, "Coop, man, I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay. It's gonna be all right."
I am gonna go on. I'm gonna beat it, and I'm gonna have fun.
Sure, come on. You're gonna beat this? And to him, it was a contest. Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, AIDS and Magic Johnson, it's same thing. It's just a different game, different rules, but I'm still gonna win.
He wasn't planning on going nowhere. Urban was planning that day to find the right medicine, to eat right, get rest.
Bro, how is he surviving this shit? This is crazy, man. Is he like the first person to ever survive AIDS this long, bro? The heck? Oh, for real though, bruh. Where is he finding this shit? And how is he surviving like this, man? I mean, he is kind of rich though, so you'd hope that someone got the remedies and all that, but like, how's he like so healthy? They gotta do a study on this, dog. Come on. This is like revolutionary type of things right here.
And live forever. That's what he was planning.
Thank you again, and I'll see you soon.
But as Magic put up a positive public face, his nemesis, still out of sorts, shed the mask he had hidden behind for years.
He was visibly like, wow, how could that happen? You know, it really set him back.
Probably the two toughest days I've had since my father passed away, and I've been very depressed and sort of been out of it.
I listened to him talk in this press conference about how devastated he was, and I remember thinking to myself, you know, goddamn, Larry found Urban.
You know, just out of the blue, something like that happening. It's just, I've never had, other than one other instance, and I was hoping I'd never see that again, because I remember how I felt weeks after that. And yesterday was just a sad day.
And at his game that night, Bird was forced to confront pain he couldn't so easily play through.
Didn't want to be there that night. First time ever. And really last. I remember we played in Atlanta.
Bro, is Bird about to freaking cry, bro? This is crazy. Damn, this is really sad, bro. This is kind of like sad, bro. I'm not gonna lie, dog. Like, he's really crying. Oh my goodness.
Had no feel for the game, you know. This wasn't a good time to be out there.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, that must be the most devastating feeling, because I've played sports, bro. I've played sports, and when you genuinely, like, your love is gone, dude. It's really not there no more. When you feel that, I'm telling you, you don't want to be anywhere close to the game. You don't want to be anywhere close to the game. It's the most devastating feeling, dude.
Had that before.
That night he threw a pass. I'll never forget, he threw a half-court pass behind his back for a layup. And if you blurred your eyes, you squinted your eyes, it looked like magic. And it was Larry saying goodbye.
You know, I mean, this competition thing is amazing. What it does to you, what you put your body through, and what you do, and what you say, and how you feel, and knowing that he's not there wouldn't feel right. I think it's all them years that, you know, what's he doing? What if he's practicing this hard? I bet he shot 500 shots a day, and I didn't get 500 in. It's always that mind games.
Bird played through the 91-92 season, his last in the NBA, but a part of him was already gone.
I didn't check the papers anymore. You know, it didn't matter. I still wanted to compete, you know, but it wasn't the same. It really wasn't.
Damn, he looks like he's tired, dog.
With the exception of that year when he was called Tragic Johnson because on the basketball court things didn't shake down properly, this is the first time I'm hearing ignorance, hatred, vicious, nasty things.
There was some of my former teammates who had their own little things that they were talking about and why this happened to me.
You know anybody else that's heterosexually guided? Come on,
man.
You're in denial. I've been called gay, faggot, Urban's lover. I've been called all that shit.
Lon Rosen got a call from Isaiah Thomas asking, you know,
Bruh, it's crazy how people switch up on you, dog. I'm not gonna lie, dog. That's just crazy. You know what I'm curious about? Is Magic still friends with those people that were wildin'? Is he still friends with those people that were like talking behind his back? And because that's kind of crazy, especially in a time like that, dude. One thing I learned in life, I might be young, but I've been through shit. When your back's against the wall, like Larry, and I mean like Magic Johnson is in this moment, and you see those people that really are trying to knock you down even more when you're already down, you don't forget those guys, bro. You don't forget who really crossed you, dog. You don't forget that shit, because that's very telling of someone's character right there, man. That is very telling, and it's very, I don't know. For me personally, I don't forget those type of people. I don't know. Magic seems like a nice guy. He probably don't care, but I don't know, bro.
Keep hearing Magic's gay. And Lon said, well, for crying out loud, you know better than anybody he isn't. You're one of his best friends. And he said, well, we don't know what's going on in Hollywood. And the fact that Isaiah was questioning why he got this, I think it was really, really hurtful to him.
He used to say, you know, I don't want people to stop shaking my hand and giving me my hugs. He loves to be loved. And that's what bothered him the most, that people would change in relationship to him.
He would show up at the Lakers facility to work out and to shoot some baskets, and he'd try to engage his teammates and say, hey, you want to play a little one-on-one before practice? And, oh, geez, no, I can't. I got to go get taped. Or, oh, geez, I got work to do. I got to do something else.
Damn, bro.
The worst thing...
I'm not going to lie, bro. Like, the one thing, because this is actually kind of very sad, the one thing that's kind of comforting in this whole story that I'm rushing is that I'm just glad that, you know, Magic's he's very positive, man. And he got a smile on his face, and I would like to assume that during that time, even though he was kind of going through a lot, like, he was trying to see the benefit of it all. And like, if there's one person that would probably survive something like this, it's Magic Johnson. I'm talking about mentally, not physically. Someone that can survive this mentally. He seems like a very positive person and always got a smile. So damn, bruh. He seems like he's doing quite well right now. So I'm glad he made it through this shit.
All this. That I couldn't play basketball. I don't even think dealing with HIV. It was I couldn't play.
The game, the surroundings was his whole world. That's his personality. When you take that away, you know, you're hurting. I knew he was hurting in a big way.
The only sex is safe sex, and that's no sex.
As basketball went on without him, Magic performed ably in his new role as HIV educator and spokesman.
I'm helping every way that I can.
But he still pined for the arena, which had made him a star. So when he was invited to play in the 1992 NBA All-Star Game, he jumped at the chance, promptly stealing the show and winning MVP honors. But that was just a warm-up. For the encore Magic had up his sleeve.
He's not done yet because
We're going to go to Barcelona and bring back the gold for everyone here in the United States.
Damn. That is crazy. So this was after why didn't I notice? So he got positive. He retired from the Lakers. He went to the All-Star game. He played well. And this is when he went to the freaking Olympics, man. I did not know that. I forgot about that. I don't know why I didn't I didn't put 2 and 2 together, but this is very interesting to me. I'm not gonna lie, it's very interesting. I'm glad that this documentary is not over because I want to see this chapter and how it played out.
For the first time ever, NBA players would be competing in the Olympics. And Magic, armed with a message, was not about to miss the show.
It would have proved to people that you were not going to get the disease playing against me. And then also for me too, personally, it was therapy. It was a way to say, man, yeah, you get to do this one more time.
There was also one other perk.
I think playing with Larry was very important. That's something they talked about. I mean, he was going to be on the dream team. He was going to be with Michael. He was going to be with Barkley. But he was going to play with Larry.
Magic kept saying to him, I just want to get you out on that court one more time. Let's just have one more sequence like we had all the way back in 1978. But it was interesting that with Magic being the one that was HIV positive, he felt great. He was in the best shape of his life.
I got a smile on my face.
He had worked so hard to make sure he didn't go there as a token player. And here was Larry, who couldn't even practice, who could barely move.
But you know what? Didn't matter. We were still together. Didn't matter.
Hold me close and hold me fast.
Wait, so did Larry Bird not play? Or was he he was hurt? What was he doing, bro? Now that I think about it, I remember watching The Last Dance. I never really saw Larry Bird in the games like that. More so, I just watched him in the photo shoots and stuff like that. So I don't know. Did they get to play together in the games?
Jigsbell, you guess this is La Vie en Rose.
Okay, there he is. Chamber. Alright, so he did play.
And when he got his opportunities, he switched a few.
I see La Vie en Rose.
Now who's taking the last shot with the game on the line?
When I got my opportunity, I still was Magic.
Damn.
14 years after they'd first crossed paths, the smiling kid from Lansing and the shy boy from French Lick were happily back together in Barcelona. But it took just one glance outside their hotel's front door each morning for them to see that as far as they had come, they were as far apart as ever.
Wait, what you mean?
The only way you walk out that door.
Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, what the? Wait, I gotta process that a bit better. Wait.
Outside their hotel's front door each morning for them to see that as far as they had come, they were as far apart as ever.
The only way you walk out that door if you wanted attention. But I asked this guy, how can you get around this? There's got to be a way. Lo and behold, there was a side door. You can go wherever you want. I was going to tell him about it, but seeing that smile on his face, the closer you got to that front door, come on. He didn't want no side door. You know Irvin. He go right in the middle of them.
Turn the long way, sweetheart. There you go.
I'm going out the front because that's who I am. I don't go out the back. I don't go out the side.
That's not me. If you want to go somewhere in a hurry, there's a door that leads you there, and I found it.
I respected him for that, and so hell, I would try to find a side door for him. And we never tried to change each other. That's what made this relationship great.
One of my pet peeves always is when people say, "Oh, Michael Jordan saved the NBA." Bullshit.
Let's talk about it then, man. Who saved the? Oh, okay. Actually, I just watched the whole documentary, And I'm about to talk about Michael Jordan. Yeah, okay, facts. Larry Bird and Magic Johnson saved the NBA, because we just saw that the what do you call this? What's the word I'm looking for? The numbers. Let me just say the numbers. The numbers were low. So I guess it wasn't. They did save the NBA, because that I saw the proof. We saw the proof. We saw the proof in the pudding. We did. Okay, we get it. It wasn't Michael Jordan, man. We get it.
Bullshit. Magic and Larry saved the NBA. That's who saved the NBA. Magic and Larry.
Magic and Larry. Bird and Magic. To the millions who once watched them, now more than ever, they are inseparable. A pair of athletes thrown together by the cosmos to compete. A pair of men who discovered a bond in the midst of that competition. Decades removed from the height of their rivalry, their bond endures. Two impossibly different men.
Bro, I wonder if they still go out to eat, like dinner and shit, or their families like connect and stuff like that. I generally wonder if they do that till this day, bro. I hope they do, man. This is some. You go through a rivalry like this, dog. You end up really. That becomes a part of you, bro. To some extent, it does become a part of you, dog. It's like Ronaldo and Messi. I hope someday they can just go out for lunch and spend time with the families. I hope they can do that one day, man.
Connection only they can fully grasp.
It's almost like a private little club, and only the two of them are in it. And every once in a while, they need to show up to have a reunion and pay their dues to each other. But they don't need the day-to-day contact that most friends need. It's just not that kind of relationship.
But I always get this good feeling when I know I'm going to see him, because he makes you feel good. You know, he really does. He's unbelievable.
He's very
Damn, they good friends, bro.
Friend. Man, you got a friend for life. And Larry Bird is a straight shooter. He'll tell you when he don't like you. That's one thing I wish I could have from him. That he has that I don't have. I wish I had that.
I mean, he walked in here, this whole room would change, and maybe that's what I always wanted to be, but I just couldn't.
Damn. You see what you guys gotta understand what we just witnessed. He said, damn, Larry was a straight shooter. He would tell you if he don't like you. He was cutthroat like that. And then it cuts to Larry Bird saying, damn, like if he walked in the room, the whole room would change, bro. He had that spark, and maybe that's something that I always wanted to have, man. And maybe I just couldn't. I didn't have it in me, bro. They are opposites attract. That's the best way they could have ended this documentary, man. Match made in heaven, baby. Match made in heaven, baby.